Okay, we're going to look at number 25. So we're recording, so I'm going to talk a little louder. Now for 25, none of the variables is by themselves. Okay, so we need to get them by themselves or get one to look like the other. So either way, this is a difficult question. So what you're going to do is, let's look at the second equation, and let's get x by itself. So x alone. In the second equation, in order to do that, I have to divide, I want x by itself, so let's send 3y over to the other side. So I'll get 4x equals negative 3y plus 10. So send it to the other side by subtraction. Okay, we still want x alone. Okay, so let's take x and divide by 4. But we have to divide everything else by 4, and this one is very tricky. So our second equation turns into x equals negative 3/4 y plus 10/4. And I'm going to reduce that to 5/2. Now we have x alone. We can now sub in what x is from the second equation into the first equation. Except we're dealing with fractions now. Hopefully it'll fall apart, but let's see what happens. So I take my first equation and I write 5, but instead of writing x, I write in what x equals from the new equation, which is negative 3/4 y plus 5/2. So that's my 5x in my first equation. Minus 6y equals 19. Again, still looks very complicated. Okay, going to do the same thing as before. Distribute the 5 to both things. So now I have negative 15/4 y plus 25 seconds minus 6y equals 19. Yeah, still looking pretty ugly. Now I got to combine y's. At this point, you might want to use your calculator, which I don't have a calculator on here. So I asked one of the children in the classroom, what is 15 divided by 4? I should know that myself. It's what? 3.75y. 25 divided by 2.
12.5.
Minus 6y equals 19. So I just converted my decimals to, or my fractions to decimals. Might make life a little easier. Now I'm going to combine my y's on this side. I don't change the signs. That's going to be negative 9.75y. So definitely easier to convert to decimals here. Plus 12.5, I didn't do anything with that, equals 19. Now from here, it's just, it's math. Well, it's all math, but here it's just combining like terms and moving things over. So then subtract 12.5, then I get negative 9.75y equals 19 minus 12.5 is it 6.5? Yeah. Okay, I'll take your word for that. Doesn't look like it's the right answer, but hopefully I did it right. I always have to do this video again. So now I'm going to divide by negative 9.75 to get y by itself. So what is 6.5 divided by negative 9.75? Y equals negative something. So that equals negative 2/3. Okay, according to other students in the class right now, that is the correct answer. Okay, so we still have to figure out what x equals. So if I come up here, I just figured out the y is negative 2/3. Okay, so this is, again, it's still not over. This is a difficult question. So I'm going to take my first equation, 5x minus 6, but instead of putting in y, I'm going to put in negative 2/3. And does that equal 19? Let's see. 5x, I'm sorry, that doesn't equal 19. What does x equal after that? So negative 6 times negative 2/3 is positive 12/3 equals 19. 12/3 is really 4. It's 19. Subtract 4. Again, 5x equals 15. X equals 3. Is that correct or no? Did I make a mistake? Oh, sorry. There's someone in the room who got the same answer. Thank you. So hopefully that's right. If it checks, okay, so that was just the first equation. Now, if it checks in the second equation, gets a 3, we're in good shape. So now I'm going to take the second equation, 4x plus 3y equals 10. 4x plus 3y equals 10. So now I'm looking at the second equation, and I'm going to plug in negative 2/3, and I should get x equals 3 if I did my work right. So 4x plus 3 times negative 2/3 equals 10. 4x plus 3 times negative 2/3 is negative 2 equals 10. Okay? Just saw it. Good. Okay, so add 2. How to get 4x equals 12. X equals 3. You get 3 or negative 3? You got 3. So it does check. Now, I'm not going to graph this one to show you how it graphs, but it would cross at 3, comma, negative 2/3 if we were to graph it. Okay?